And we are live. Welcome back to the channel. It is Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for the football purists, for the critical thinkers, for the Manchester United fans, for the football fans who like to use this. That's what the channel is for. That's who the channel is for. Big up, everybody. This is your latest Manchester United news, headlines, and talking points. It is your Manchester United versus Brentford fallout show. This is the show we talk about the aftermath. What has happened? What has been said? Who is doing what? What is the fan base thinking? What is INEOS doing? What is the manager doing? What are the players saying? What is going on? What is the fallout? What's the aftermath? What's the damage, guys? What is the damage off the back of the Brentford loss, guys? Big up the chat. We're going to get into it today. I know some of you guys are stressed, angry, fed up, annoyed, irritated, maybe happy. Maybe some of you are happy that this looks like it could come to an end shortly. But you might be wrong, guys. You might be wrong because it seems as if INEOS are not backing down. These are the headlines I have for you. We're going to go through the quotes from Simon Stone, the journalist, who has said that AMORIM will get the full season. We're going to hear contradicting information. We're going to hear some journalists get briefed saying that AMORIM is going to get the full season. We're going to see some journalists say he's under pressure. We're going to see opinions left, right, and center. Now, I think, guys, we can all feel that this is getting messy. It is getting messy. So we got the Simon Stone quotes. We're going to check that out. We got AMORIM quotes. Apparently, he's trying to do what is best. And he's come out and said that he's never concerned about losing his job. I've said it myself, guys. Anybody who doesn't care about his job, who doesn't care about losing his job, who is blasé about his job the way this manager is, I believe it's not a good thing. It's a concern that he doesn't really care about his job, guys. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Jim Ratcliffe, what is Jim Ratcliffe saying now? What is going on? He is coming out and he says, or he's saying, or the rumours are, the reports are, Jim Ratcliffe is saying AMORIM deserves time to work with his signings. He's only had 5 games in the Premier League, I think now. He hasn't had time to work with his signings, apparently. Apparently, according to Jim. So it feels as if INEOS are backing the manager. Or are they, guys? Or are they? Because we've seen this before. Back, and then pull the rug. When the football club, when the owners have to back the manager so much every week, they come out and say they have to back him. That usually means something is not right. So we're going to get into it, guys. As usual, leave your comments, leave your thoughts below. There's also a Sesko quote on Instagram saying that he'd swap the goal for the 3 points. Quite interesting. Wayne Rooney, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen or have heard the Wayne Rooney quotes. When Wayne Rooney speaks about Manchester United, we usually listen. Wayne Rooney is a legend, guys. We know it. I grew up watching Wayne Rooney. He's one of my favorite players. He's come out and he's also spoken about not just the football club, but the football club in relation to his sons who are in the academy. Fabrizio Romano speaking today about Xavi. Xavi studying the Premier League. Are you guys interested in Xavi being Manchester United's next manager? Leave your comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Glasner apparently has come out today and he has responded to the Manchester United rumours, guys. Glasner has spoken. So we are going to get into that as well. Gary Neville, as usual, Gary Neville's always chatting, isn't he? He's got a few things to say. We're going to look at Gary Neville quotes as well today. So that is your fallout. That is your fallout. That is your headlines. Those are your headlines that we're going to get into before we jump into all of the juicy stuff, all of the rumors, all of that crap. Smash the like, people, as usual. Subscribe if you are new. Big up the chat, big up the community as usual. Guys, I hope you ain't stressing too much, man. Don't let this football club stress you out. I've literally spent 45 minutes waiting on a train to get home from work. That is why the show is late. So apologize for the late show today. Hence why I'm still in my work clothes. But big up the chat. Big up Jerry in the chat. He's already on it. Jerry in the chat is already saying get him out and get Glasner in. Big up Jerry. Just popping in. Footy training at 8. Big up Jerry, man. I wish I still had footy training, man. I actually need to find a local team so I can just train. I need a local team so I can at least get fit, because right now I'm not doing anything physical. So big up Jerry. He's got football training at 8 o'clock. Big up Alfred in the chat as well. Feeling nothing, honestly, just existing at this point. We deserve better. Listen, I've emotionally checked out. I think you have to emotionally check out, otherwise you are gonna go insane with this Man United side. You will. So you have to look at it objectively now and not be so emotionally tied. Otherwise you're gonna be just going, listen, Man United win, then they lose, then they win, then they lose. That stuff is not good for your brain. It's not. Big up Osman in the chat. When I see underperforming managers who seem immune to the sack, I just think their PowerPoint game must be hard. Execs loved them some good Osman, let me tell you something, bro. I don't understand the mentality of coming out saying, I don't care if I get sacked. Yeah, if I get sacked, it doesn't matter for me. I'm not ever worried about my job security. Yeah. I'm managing the biggest football club in the world. And I'm so comfortable losing. I have the worst win percentage ever in the history of the club. I am factually and objectively the worst manager in the history of this football club, and he comes out, I don't care about yeah, this is just anything to me. Yeah, I don't care. Bro, that is insane. I think that is insane, Oz. Crazy. Imagine me being in the office with my manager and me telling my manager that I'm not bothered about getting that. Bro, it's crazy out here. So interesting. Big up TK in the chat. Big up T. I said T-Faye, you know. Big up T Kizzle. Yeah. Big up new profile. Big up Turkish, my mod as well. All right, let's jump straight into it, guys. Late show. So let's just breeze through all the news, breeze through all the talking points. Let you know what's been said, who's been saying what's going on, what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right. Simon Stone is adamant, and Simon Stone is a BBC tier 1 journalist. So these guys don't usually speak unless they've been told something by somebody serious, or that's it. It might not be true, but he's been given this information by somebody who he respects. Yeah. Sir Jim Radcliffe is backing AMORIM. So today I've seen content creators, I've seen United Stand and Forever TV, and I've seen United View and all the, the usual content creators say AMORIM out, AMORIM sacked, Stephen Howson and all these guys, but he hasn't been sacked. That's all clickbait. And if they're trying to preempt the sacking, I wouldn't do that, because every time we preempt the sacking, we've got it wrong. He's still here. None of us know when he's going to be sacked, if he's going to be sacked. We are getting conflicting information left, right, and center, people. So we just have to make our minds up, our own minds up, use a bit of critical thinking, and maybe come up with some sort of consensus as a chat. I don't know. Let me know. But Simon Stone goes on to say that Radcliffe, he feels only fair. He feels like it's only fair to judge him on a full season with what he views as the right team. So Radcliffe is convinced that this team is good enough to do something. And he's adamant, apparently, according to this tweet, that AMORIM needs the full season. External suggestions of shortlists being drawn up. And you've seen this, guys. You've seen other content creators talk about shortlists. So Simon Stone has come out and he's poo-pooed all of that. He said any list being drawn up by United has been dismissed. It's not happening. There is no list, apparently, who are adamant there is no one being lined up to replace AMORIM. So the question is this: do you believe Simon Stone, tier 1 journalists? Because, guys, it is quite normal for a football club to tell the manager that they're about to sack that he is good. Everything's fine. You do not want to tell the manager, by the way, you're going to get sacked in 2 weeks. The manager's going to leave now. You never do that. So even if you know you're about to sack the manager in 2 or 3 weeks' time, you never ever let it out that he's going to get sacked. You never do that. You always say, you got the full backing. You got the full backing. You never. There's been no club that has come out before sacking a manager and said, by the way, you're going to get sacked soon. If you like, that never ever happens, and I don't think it ever will. So this is normal stuff that we're seeing. The backing of the manager. The question is, do you believe he's been backed this heavily? Do you believe Man United are going to give him to the end of the season regardless? Because surely there has to be a caveat. It can't just be you've got to the end of the season. What if he finishes 15th again? What if with 6 games to go, we're 16th? You're not going to fire him then? So removing the context and just saying blanketly, I'm going to give him the end of the season regardless is a bit strange in my humble opinion. But let's go. Let's continue to see who, what, where, why, and when. This is AMORIM's quote right after the game, guys. And I purposely didn't really pay attention to his interviews because I know I was going to get wound up with his comments. I had a feeling he was going to say something to frustrate me. And he goes on to say, I'm trying to do what is best for the club. That's what AMORIM said in his post-match interview, people. Ruben Amorim has reacted to the Brentford loss by saying, you know, performances, or he believes the performances aren't a reflection of how his team trained throughout the week. Well, obviously not. Obviously not. Of course, they're not a reflection. They're a reflection of you. Your team is always a reflection. The team is always a reflection of the manager. And if the team is doing well in training, but not doing well on match days, then it's still your responsibility as a manager to find out why and to nip it in the bud. It could be, one of the reasons could be you're still playing the likes of Maguire and Luke Shaw in 2025. Players who 3 years ago weren't good enough, you try to bring back into the team. Maybe that could be why. The comment of, I'm trying to do what is best for the club, I think that is a very strange comment. Because I don't believe, people, you can simultaneously say you're not going to do anything else. So you're only going to do things one way. I.e., you're not going to try all the 99 other things. You're only going to try one thing. While at the same time saying you're doing the best for the club. Or you're doing everything for the club. You're clearly not doing everything. It's your ideology, your system above everything, above all. That's what I'm seeing now. That's what I'm seeing. So, I don't know, guys. Very, very interesting quotes. Let me know, people, what you're thinking about that. And then he comes out to say, I'm not concerned because it's not my decision. And this is him talking about getting sacked. I'm not concerned about getting sacked because it's not my decision. Huh? I'm not concerned about getting sacked because it's not my decision. So you'll only be concerned about it if it's your decision. I don't even understand what sense that makes, guys. You know, when you are under pressure and you start saying things that don't even make sense. I'm not concerned about getting fired at my workplace because the decision to fire me isn't my decision. When is the decision to fire you ever your decision? When is the decision to let anyone go the person's decision? Unless they walk. Your manager fires you. Your boss fires you. It's not my... I'm not concerned because it's not my decision. Hmm. Hmm. He goes on to say, I will do the best I can every minute I'm here. Once again, we're hearing this. We're hearing him say he's going to do the best he can. And the saddest thing is, if he's saying that he's currently doing the best he can, and this is the best, right? What we are currently seeing right now is the best. Because he's saying, I'm doing the best I can. Yeah. Which means what we are witnessing right now is the best of this guy. I'm never concerned about losing my job. I'm not that kind of guy. Bro, I don't know. Let me tell you something. You guys don't even understand how that irritates me. I don't think you guys understand how that jars me. The level of privilege, bro, that a man can have being in the hottest seat in the land, the hardest job in the football job probably in the world right now, and saying he's never concerned about losing his job, about losing his livelihood. While there's people who are in Manchester right now getting fired. People in Manchester right now getting fired, losing their livelihoods, losing their jobs because of Jim Ratcliffe and because of you. Because you didn't qualify for Europe, there'll be more people losing their jobs at Manchester United. So we can recoup some money and buy some players. Yet you're saying, I'm not concerned about losing my job. Yeah. It's insane, people. It's insane. It's not even hyperbolic right now. It's crazy what this guy is saying. And we've all sat here and we've all said he's a breath of fresh air. He tells the truth. He says it how it is. All these things. He's endeared himself to the fans. He speaks like a fan. He sometimes talks about the game like he's not the manager, like he's just a fan. Oh, they were really bad today, or sometimes I hate the players and all these things. I'm like, bro, they're your players. You're not a fan. You're the manager. You're supposed to lead them. You're not supposed to be. We're supposed to be the ones unstable. We're supposed to be the ones who are angry when we lose, happy when we win. We're supposed to be crazy crackheads, crackheadish fans. Yeah. Sniffheads. The fan base is like that. You are supposed to just chill us out and just be, but you are more unstable than we are. This guy. I just can't believe this. The nerve of this guy. The nerve of this guy to just win some couple trophies in Portugal, come here and just be like, because we started singing his name, singing songs about him, the first game, this is our fault. It's our fault. Now I understand it, it's our fault. This guy stepped foot in his country, and before he did anything, I see content creators sucking him off, yeah, because he wore a Moncler jacket. Yeah. I see some of the content creators saying Moncler this, Moncler that, or we start singing his song, AMORIM, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We worship too quickly. Because Man United is a religion, we worship too quickly. He didn't have to earn the adulation he received from the fan base. He didn't have to do anything. He didn't have to win games. The worst manager we've ever had, and he got the song the quickest. We didn't sing Ollie at the Wheel. Like, we sang Ollie at the Wheel after, a few games after. That's when we started singing it. Jose didn't really get a song. This guy's the worst manager we've ever had, and he's the one who got a song the quickest. As soon as he set foot, this first game, we started singing the song about him, without ever seeing his management style, without ever. Most fans don't even know what it was like at Sporting, and they start singing songs about him. We're too quick, yeah, to make a hero. We're too quick to worship other human beings that step foot inside the door. And now some people are just starting to unbrainwash themselves and starting to see this guy is not that good. Not that good. Anyway, let's move on, people. Let's move on. Let's see what else has been said. Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Now, this is coming from Chris Wheeler, people. Chris Wheeler is saying that Jim Ratcliffe believes that Ruben Amorim deserves time to work with his players. Okay, cool. After spending, over 200 million on the new signings, Once again, just reiterating what Simon Stone has said. So it seems as if we can get our facts straight, 2 of the main tier 1 journalists have officially been briefed this. This is a briefing coming out probably from the club. Would you say? Would you agree, guys? If 2 or 3 journalists who are tier 1 are saying the exact same thing, they've been fed the same information from our media department, right? That's it. So Manchester United Football Club want stability, want calmness, want everyone to chill out. So they are feeding these journalists the line that he's not going anywhere. He deserves time to work with the signings. It's only been 4 or 5 games. Yes, we don't look good, but you know, let's give him time to work things out, etc., etc. That seems to be the message coming out of Manchester United. Let's be clear. But just because you want a message to be sent out, it doesn't mean you're not doing something in behind the scenes. So it's up to you guys to decide what you believe is happening underneath this. This is the face of it. This is the screen. But what's happening underneath? Anyway, let's move on, people. Let's see what the chat is saying before we move on, actually. Big up Osman, like I said before. Big up Oz in the chat. TK says, no, Alfred Gideon. Apparently, the Graham Potter trend is now shifting towards Ruben Amorim. Alfred, Ruben Amorim. I saw the that's funny, Alfred, because I saw the YouTube post about how to pronounce the names, yeah, and I saw the Ruben Amorim one, the Ruben Amorim. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that one, I thought to myself, bro, you don't get to be called that. You don't get to be called Ruben Amorim. You don't get that. You don't get it. You're gonna be called the most I'm gonna Anglo-Saxon your name to the max. Ruben Amorim. I ain't gonna have no twist. There's no the flick of the eye. I ain't gonna do that to you. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve that saucy name. It's Ruben Amorim. Yeah. So TK says, listen, I don't mind a 3-1 loss. If you play hard and give it a proper effort and lose to another Prem team, so be it. It's a loss. But it's the way we lose, because if in-game decisions by players and Ruby, I agree. The way I've said it, you saw my match reaction, you've seen things. It was one of the poorest, one of the worst performances I've seen in a long time. And we are bad. We're a bad football team. But that against Brentford was something else. It was crazy. The 2 goals, just one ball over the top. I can't even go back and think about it. Ruby, the result is a reflection of the players. Players are a reflection of the manager. Manager is a reflection of ownership. CTK, why can't people think like you? That doesn't make sense to me. That makes sense to me, TK. Faults are everywhere. Thank you, TK. Thank you. We have to have the ability to, yes, we're putting pressure on the manager right now, but we're not. I like to think that we also understand the multi-faceted reasons why we're here today. The manager doesn't pick himself. Somebody in that system, in that setup, has decided that Ruben Amorim, an unproven manager, is the right guy to lead Man United into the future. Someone decided that. Someone really, really smart decided that. That's why I keep telling people who think billionaires are intelligent, bro, billionaires are not smart. Making money grow is not very difficult. It's my job. I do that for a living. But once you have money, it's not difficult for money to make more money. Money makes money. I understand that. Stop thinking billionaires are intelligent automatically just because they have money. It's not true. Big up. Oh yeah, big up Oz. Yeah, Shivs, big up Shivs in the chat. Yo, yeah, by the way guys, 550 subscribers. We're doing something here. We're on our way, guys, on our way to 1,000. Once we reach 1,000 subscribers, we can unlock all these next features on YouTube and all these little things and super chats and all these things. So big up the community all day, every day. I want to hear you guys' opinions though. I want you guys to inform my opinion. The reason why this channel, this chat, this community, I think is good, because I need you guys to let me know what you're feeling, what you're thinking. You know, big up Milton in the chat as well. Wiz, can't believe that AMORIM is being backed after the last game. Surely the manager job is too much for him. Milton, the question is, all the journalists have been briefed, yeah, that he's been backed. The question is, do you believe them? Do you believe the club? The club could be lying. The club could be lying. They could still be doing a thing, getting their shortlist. They could be. We won't know until we know. We won't know until we know. That's what I'm saying. So big up Milton. But Milton, I want to know what you think, bro. I want to know what you think, Milts. Alfred said, Wiz, I agree with your frustration. I'm happy to be proven wrong here, but I think it isn't AMORIM's fault. When I saw the game versus Arsenal, City, Liverpool in 2024, for the first time they played with possession. So Alfred, so what's happened then? Alfred, do you think we've gone backwards? Or is it just we've got new players and the players just need to get used to what we're doing? Because he came, what, mid-season with players that weren't his. And now that he's had a whole summer, which he said he wanted, he's now had a whole summer. He's had a whole new front line, and we're playing once a week. So he's got all the things, apart from the midfield, the two midfielders, or the one midfielder he wanted. He's got a lot of things. He's had a lot of things. Shivam says, I've been one of the biggest supporters of AMORIM even after every loss. I just can't understand we can win with City, then lose to West Brom, win against Chelsea, and then get thrashed by Brentford. Yeah, I mean, Shivam, it was always the mid-table teams that we had to look at. We did say that Man United under Ten Hag, under Oli, doesn't matter who we're under, we sometimes beat the big teams. But especially over the last year or two, it's the smaller teams, it's the mid-table teams that seem to do us over. And we said it's the Brentfords, the Fulhams of this world that we need to pay attention to. And when we got our first test, listen, it's not just the fact that we lost 3-1. Like TK says, I think it's the nature of the defeat. It's the fact that it should have been 5 or 6. Let's not pretend it should have been more. We should have been beaten by at least 5 goals. By at least 5 goals against a Brentford team that was stripped of their best. Listen, more think about it. I don't want to talk about it. That was stripped of their best players. We took one of them, and we went back there to get slapped by them. Imagine raiding somebody for all their gold, yeah, for everything they have, yeah, all their weapons, and there's 100 of you and only one of them, and you've taken everything off them, and you go to fight them, and they still punch you up. And they still punch you up. That's what it's like. That's what it was like. Anyway, guys, let me run through this, because you know me, we'll be here all day. Let's breeze through some of the news for you lot. That's Sesko, as you guys can see on your screen. Listen, I kind of feel sorry for Sesko. And the reason why, apart from the fact that, you know, British Bulldog was in the chat and I had to protect his feelings and not go down on, you know, Højlund as much, I also said I kind of feel sorry for Højlund too. I revised my thoughts about Højlund and said, listen, I still don't think he's good enough. However, we don't play for our strikers. We don't. And Sesko will learn that we don't play for him, and we won't. Like, he will learn very soon. But I'm happy that he scored, because I know that confidence is the most important thing in football. Trust me, I know this. Yeah. Up here, if you're not right up here, you can't play football. You can't. So I'm glad he's got a goal. I'm glad the memes ain't going to start. The whole 007, all these things. So yeah, listen, I'm not going to go hard on Sesko, because I understand if you try to destroy your players, they're not gonna play well. And the Cunhas and Mbumos, we just have to be careful. Because one thing I did say before, I said in the summer, how long will it take before the Cunhas and the Mbumos start looking crap? And you guys start saying some crazy things about them, and start putting them into bomb squads. How long does it take? How many more players do we need to bring to this football club and ruin them before we start to think more critically and start going, it is the players, but not just the players. It's the manager, but not just the manager. It is the owners, but not just the owners, because the owners have spent money. It is a combination of everything. It is. And if we fix 9 of the problems and only have 1 more that we still won't get to the top, we need to fix all of the problems. And as long as the Glazers are sucking the club dry, it is quite possible that we will never get back to the top. What I'm trying to say is this. Man United team, in this rebuild need to be able to sell 10, need to be able to do what Chelsea are doing. Sell 7 players and buy 7 players. We should be able to buy a Dorgu, see that it's not working, and sell him in a year. I'm not saying we should do this, but we should be able to do that. Buy a Cunha, see it's not working, and then sell him in a year. We should be able to do that until we get it right. We cannot do that because we don't have the money or resources to do it. Chelsea can do that. Man City probably could do that. AMORIM did it for Sporting. Don't forget, AMORIM, when he was at Sporting, got rid of about 11 players in 1 season. He can't do that. There's so many things he did at Sporting that he just simply cannot do at Manchester United. Anyway, Benjamin Sesko goes on to say that my first Premier League goal, he's happy about it, but I swap it straight away for 3 points. I like that thought. Because if you ask Bruno Fernandes to swap his 100 goals for 2 title wins, I don't think he'll say. I think Bruno Fernandes, the way he plays football, he plays it for the stats. He knows that the way he plays football is very stat heavy. He's not always great for the team. He is, but not always. This guy's out. I don't care about scoring. Give me the 3 points. Very unhappy with yesterday's result, but no doubt we'll bounce back. We are Manchester United. That's good. Good lad. Good lad. I just hope that it takes a while for the Man United curse to affect him. I think it's already starting to affect some of our new signings already. I just hope he stands strong, stands firm, and this Man United infection that makes players crap, I hope it doesn't affect him too soon. I hope we have a bit more time with Sesko before he turns to shit like everyone else does when they play for this club. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, let's see what the chat is saying. Shivam says something is not right in the dressing room and even on the training pitch. We should move on before it's too late. Give AMORIM 500 mil and wait 2 years. I'm ready for both. Milton says it doesn't feel right or good that AMORIM is given more time. Says Milton. TK says, I believe that Ruby is completely regretting leaving Sporting and is now on purpose inviting a sack so that he can walk away with money and some dignity, says TK. Listen, TK, I don't think that is outside the realm of possibility. That's all I will say. Alfred said, I disagree with his team selections, but I don't know. I still have some hope in him, but he's making some grave mistakes. For once, he must hear out the fans. Luis Enrique had a live stream. He's clever. I hope he gets it. It's some of his decisions that, listen, I was irate last season to see how Xerxes was treated. The fact that Xerxes wasn't getting games over Højlund. In my head, I was like, that's enough to sack him. If you cannot see that Xerxes is better than Højlund and keeps playing Højlund, sack him. That's crazy to me. But I look past that. There's so many things I looked past last season. I said, give him more time. I kept saying the same thing to you guys. I said, I'm kind of like 51% AMORIM out. However, he hasn't got his attacker. He hasn't got his left 10. He hasn't got this. He hasn't got that. So let's see what he does. But there's also that fine line of, he doesn't have the Baleba. He doesn't have his midfielder, but he still should be doing better with what he has. And your job, the whole I'm not changing thing, is the reason why I think he has to go. Because if you watch the Premier League, guys, the Premier League has changed even from last year. Watch the league. Watch the games. How physical is this league? This league was physical before, but watching the Newcastle-Arsenal game, watching all these games, it is more physical now than, listen, it has been. I think we're going full circle. We've gone to the whole physical Stoke, kicking shins, breaking people's legs. Then obviously all the European managers, the Wengers and all these guys came in, showed us some continental football. You know, Fergie brought in Carlos Queiroz, he played 4-3-3. We kind of shifted to a more techie game. But I feel like now, when I watch the Premier League, we're going back to direct football. We're going back to being stronger and just being quicker than everyone else. And that's how you score goals. And I feel like we're doing that. We're going back towards that kind of football. And one of the reasons, not all the reasons, one of the reasons why is because I think talent levels are converging. I don't see the crazy talent anymore. I feel like a lot of talent are on a similar level. So the difference, therefore, has to be a more physical. Does it make sense? We don't get the maverick players that we did, right? Because those maverick players don't fit into these systems. Trap back all the time and right back and run and press. And Ronaldinho's not doing that. Kaka's not doing that. So the way we play football, we've frozen some of the nice maverick, the great footballers. We might not see them unless you trap back, unless you've got elephant lungs. It's a very quick physical game. And I mean, of course, it's always been, but it's even more so, I think. That's my opinion, my humble opinion. I'll be interested to find out if you guys agree with what I'm saying. How can an employer employ someone running a 1/3 output or running at 1/3 on output, 32 of 99 points, and let the employee talk like he wants to quit? That's what I'm saying, TK. It's crazy. Imagine being employed, yeah, and then failing, yeah, and then just talking like, yeah, whatever, man. I'm getting paid millions. I'm failing. I'm the worst ever. But if I quit, I quit. If they fire me, yeah. Sometimes I hate the players. Sometimes I don't. Like, yeah. That's why I say to you guys, listen, when a manager wants a player out, whether it's Sancho, whether it's whoever it is, it doesn't mean you have to hate the player and scapegoat him. Because sometimes the manager is wrong. Sometimes if the manager wants a player out, just acknowledge it, say goodbye to the player, and just move on. That's it. Because all of these managers that have scapegoated footballers and made you and me and a lot of the fan base hate certain ballers, they've all gone now. They've all gone. So, yeah. Anyway, I feel that the players are even disheartened by AMORIM. He doesn't even follow all of the match right. Bro, I keep saying, how do you look at AMORIM as your leader with some of the things he says and some of his behaviors? Does he inspire? Does he inspire? I'm asking the chat. Does AMORIM inspire? Milton, I remember how Antonio Conte used to look like he was going to punch someone if he was. Fergie was the same. Fergie was the same. Listen, Fergie had a face of death. Like, don't piss off Fergie. Fergie look at you with that face here. You just shut your mouth. Like, Fergie had that about him. You know? Alfred says, I don't know if AMORIM demanded 3 attackers, even if he did. So what were Omar and Jason doing? Nothing, assessing their squad. I don't know. Some cash outgoings could have been avoided. We could have had Bleber or a 6. Yeah, I mean, how much are people thinking about Bruno Fernandes and accepting that £100 million for him and letting him go? This guy's missed 2 penalties. He's had 3 this season and he's missed 2. 2 out of 3 penalties he's missed. And why has he missed them? Because the referee distracted me, or it took too long for me to take it, so I missed. This is our captain. I can't stand how we baby Bruno Fernandes. I can't stand how he's supposed to be our captain. When things go tough and things go wrong, we don't put it on him. We're like, oh, but Bruno saved us so many times. But as soon as we win a match, it's Bruno. I hate the way he gets all the adulation when we win, but none of the criticism. Well, I don't say none, but from my perspective, he gets a little of the criticism when we lose. He escapes it. And that is scary. That's called bias. It's called bias. That's what it's called. TK says, I wonder where we'd be if we bought 3-star midfielders instead of 3 players up front. Maybe just not scoring goals. Maybe our midfield would be better, but we wouldn't score goals. Or maybe, I've asked you guys this question. Do you believe the system changes? Do you believe, given what you've seen, getting Adam Wharton and Baleba in that midfield, do you believe it changes us drastically? I'm coming to think that it will change us a little bit, but not a lot. It's still 2 people in the midfield. It's still 2 men in the midfield. Yes, they might cover more ground, but they're still going to be overloaded with a 3 in the midfield. They will be. So have we, or will we solve the structural problem? This is a question now. Will we solve the structural problem of the midfield overload or getting outrun in midfield just by changing the personnel? Anyway, let's move on, people. I know time is ticking, so sorry for keeping you guys. Wayne Rooney spoken, people. Wayne Rooney has spoken about, listen, I haven't seen much of Kai. So if you guys have seen Kai in the youth, in the academy, and you think he's a baller, if you think he's good, let me know if you rate him. I haven't seen much of him. I want him to do well. I want him to be successful. But Wayne Rooney spoken, and Wayne Rooney was one of my favorite ballers. I love Wayne Rooney. I don't care. Like, I would go as far as to say that Wayne Rooney was better for us than Ronaldo. Don't fight me. Don't beat me up, guys. Don't hit me over the head. I think Wayne Rooney was the guy. He was the guy, could play anywhere. Anywhere in that front 3. Like, yes, no, he fell off quick. That's like, Wayne Rooney fell off quick. But as soon as Wayne Rooney reached 30, he was done. He was done. He was done. He was not drinking well. He was not eating well. You know, he's that kind of baller. Drink all that stuff. But Wayne Rooney was my guy. He was. Anyway, he's going to say I've got 2 kids in the academy, and that football club, and I really hope this doesn't affect what they're doing. This man is saying, I hope what the hell they're doing does not affect my kid in the academy. Your bullshit over there, don't bring it to my kid. Let the academy do the academy thing. Don't let it seep through. Yeah, because I want my kid to be a baller. I hear it. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I would. He's gone on to say this, guys. This is not Man United. I don't recognize the whole football club. I don't see players fighting. I don't see character. I don't see the desire to win. I don't see ability. I don't see this guy. I don't see man. I don't see man. Take glasses off. Anyway, I don't see match winners. Nothing gets me off my feet. That is a quote of somebody who is dead inside. You know what he's got? Man don't see the sun. Man don't see nah. Man, I don't see. I don't see my eyes. I can't even see my nose. I don't see my food. I don't see the floor. But jokes aside, this is damning, because this is kind of stuff that will be reported, and this is the kind of thing that's BBC are reporting. All of these things are reporting on what Wayne Rooney said. What Wayne Rooney said. When Wayne Rooney says something like this damning, one of the greatest footballers to play for this club. I will argue with anybody. Wayne is the guy, bruv. Let's not forget what Wayne Rooney did for the football club. Yeah. Baller. Absolute baller. At one point, yeah, Wayne Rooney was a top 3 strikers in the world. For about 2 or 3 years, he was. Once again, I'll argue with anybody. Yeah. But anyway, quickly, once again, what's Wayne saying? I care for the club. I was at the football club for 13 years, and what is going on is not right. This is not all on the manager, by the way. I'm seeing players not deserving to wear that shirt, and it hurts. It hurts. So that's Wayne being picked up by the BBC and being broadcasted all over the gaff. one of the issues, I believe, with Man United is ex-players. As much as I'm reporting this to you, the question I want to ask the chat, because is it Van der Beek? No. Ericsson last week came out and said that the ex-Man United players who control the media narrative, the Gary Nevilles, the Rio Ferdinands, the Wayne Rooneys, the Paul Scholes, the Roy Keane, they're everywhere. They are everywhere, and they have a memory of what it was, right? I don't know how helpful they are at times. As much as I'm reporting this to you, the question I want to ask the chat is, do you think ex-Man United players, their input, their comments, the way they see the football, the narratives they spin, the way that they're paid by certain people, like Gary Neville's, he has his hotel right next to Old Trafford and all these things. I mean, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a manager, Gary Neville said, I'm never going to criticize Ole because he's my friend. Like, do you think those ex-players damage the club, or do you think they help the football club in the long run? What do you think the impact is? Anyway, let's quickly see the chat before we move on. I've seen in some instances where AMORIM just shifts one of his centre-backs, Euro or Heaven Martinez, venture forward with a new 8 or 6 with Bruno cashing out and the system effectively coming out. But Alfred, the problem I have with the system, yeah, as I keep saying, is that the two midfielders, he bypasses the midfield. We've seen this. We talk about this all the time. He doesn't play through the midfield. He doesn't play with the midfield. Hence why it's very difficult for us to progress with the ball. Right? We progress with the ball by going straight to the striker or the number 10s. They pop it back to the midfielders, and then we move up. The midfielders, we don't pass the ball to. None of our midfielders drop deep for us to pass the ball to. Another issue I have with the system is that he's asking the right and the left centre-back to jump in to the midfield. He's asking the right and the left centre-back to become midfielders every now and again. And I'm thinking, why don't you just change your system and add another midfielder? Why are you asking these defenders to do something that they're not comfortable doing, that most defenders don't really do in the Premier League? Why don't you just make it this easier and just get a midfielder? Just get a DM. You can just get a DM who drops into defence rather than get a defender who pushes into midfield. I think it's easier to get a DM that drops into the defence than get a defender who likes to play midfield. But AMORIM, something AMORIM, I don't know, guys. There's a few things that I want to talk about the system. I didn't do a tactical analysis video because I was not going to rewatch that game, guys. I'm going to say I'm not going to do a tactical analysis in every game or on every game. I'm not. Only some games, because sitting there and rewatching a game where we played crap just so I can just say the obvious things, no. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Milton says, what's happening with Xerxes? Bro, Milton, I've said this many times. Xerxes won't be at this club next year. There's no way one of the best strikers in Italy, in my opinion, one of the best strikers in Europe, Xerxes, plays 2 seasons here, doesn't have a game, doesn't touch the grass hardly ever, and stays a 3rd season. He's gone. Xerxes is gone in the summer. I'll be surprised if Xerxes is not gone in the summer. It's a shame. We'll never get to see what he can do, really. Not used properly. We knew what he was. We understood what he was, and we signed him anyway, only to not play him. It's a shame. I think it's a shame what's happened to Xerxes. But once again, once Xerxes leaves, he will ball out. No matter where he goes, he's a good footballer. He will ball out. Shivam says we should have signed Emi Martinez and we needed only one of Mbumo Cunha. And we could have got 1 CM. I agree owners are spending money, but they are spending without present scenario in mind, says Shivam. Johnny Hill, big up Johnny. The biggest red flag of AMORIM is his refusal to use youth. United at its best always had a pathway for academy players, says Johnny. That is true. But then the question I have to ask Johnny is, right now, in this moment, can you understand why he's not putting any faith in youth? He has to win. He's under the most he's under the most pressure he's ever been. And what, you want him to start Kone? Like, so yes, you're right. Liverpool can use youth. Teams who are winning leagues and can use youth. Teams that finish 15th. Can he? Should he? Will he? But I get your point, Johnny. Big up Wendell. Wendell in the chat. Keep on blaming managers since 2013. The problem at the club is way deep than we think, says Wendell. I blame the recruitment for the past 2 seasons. Luke Shaw, Malacia, Bayender, Dalot, Casemiro, Mount still at the club. Wendell is correct. As we said before, the problem isn't just the manager. It's easy to point at one thing and say this is the one issue. There are multiple issues. And sometimes one issue bleeds into another issue. And sometimes you don't know when the issue starts or where the issue begins. And sometimes you don't even know which issue came first. What issue came first? So it's intertwined, it's woven, it's multifaceted. Hence why the club is the stench is seeping out of the fabrics of the club. It's seeping out of the stone, out of the brick. It's like as soon as you step foot into Carrington, it's like something hits the players. Every single player is like, shit, whoa, I'm gonna be crap. They walk in there, yeah, I got signed for 50 million. Yeah, man, I was one of the best midfielders in Spain or wherever I came from. Yeah, I'm so sick. Oh, Carrington. Oh, shit. Let me step foot into Carrington. Oh, I'm going to be shit in the next 3 years and I'm going to get sold for pennies. I swear down, that's what it is. It's voodoo. It's black magic. No, it's grey magic. It's green magic. It's white magic. I don't know what it is, but there's something in Carrington. Some sort of ghost. There's some sort of spell. I think somebody cast a spell. There's probably runes. There's probably invisible runes on like the heading of Carrington. As soon as you walked in, there's some runes up. So when you walk in, it just something happens to your body. You get an out of body experience. I don't know, people, man. I don't know what we could do. We need the Catholic Church, every single denomination of church, from Seventh-day Adventists to Jehovah's Witness, Mormons, I don't know about Mormons, they're crazy. But evangelicals, Pentecostals, Catholics. Listen, every religion, we need all these guys to come and pray at Carrington and pray at Old Trafford to get these spells out the club. That's the only thing I can think of now, guys. I'm done with thinking it's something objective. We have to think beyond what it's beyond all of this, guys. It's beyond all of what we're saying. Yeah? It is. Big up Johnny, but big up Wendell as well. I guarantee if we had Baleba, Wharton and Mainu as an available midfield 3 in a 4-3-3, Amron would still pick Bruno. Yo, Johnny, Bruno's his son, man. You know what? You come to the football club, you are Portuguese yourself. You want to get people on side. The captain is also Portuguese. And you have Dalot. I get it. You rub shoulders with these guys. You said, please, guys, I'm new. I need your help. I need the players on my side. I have a good system. I have good formation. And I really need your help to get the players on the side. And that conversation happened. Of course it would. Listen, if I start a new flipping job, yeah, and I see 2 mandem, yeah, with 2 black guys with looks, yeah, really like me, yeah, and they're like the head of departments, I'm going straight over there. I'm gonna listen. You guys are like me, yeah. You guys know I need your guys' help, yeah, to get these guys on side. Mandem with lock, yeah, lock power, yeah. We touch our locks, zero lock power. You know what I mean? And then we were like, cool, let's take over this company together. So I get it. I get it, Johnny. I get it. Big up Alfred. He's reflecting the players' body language and mentality onto the press. Notice Luke Shaw said the dressing room this year is very positive and said he's very happy. Did they get access? Did they get access to the women's? That is the only thing that could listen. It would have been better. It would have been better, Alfred, if you said, "Did he get access to some free lunch?" That's what that would make Luke Shaw happy. Yeah, the Bruno penalty. Now the Bruno penalty was on purpose. I keep saying, why did when did guys why and when did Bruno stop with the hop, skip, and jump? I thought when he did that, wait for the goalkeeper to move and then choose a side. I thought that was foolproof. I thought that penalty kick was like safe. You jump up in the air slowly, and the goalkeeper doesn't know when you're gonna land, so he has to move. You wait for him to move. He shifts, or even if he just twitches, to the left-hand side or just leans, you jump up and then you change your foot to go left or right. Very easy. It doesn't have to be in a corner. You just need to go to the opposite side that the goalkeeper is going. Since he stopped doing that, he has to now take a proper penalty and smack it into the side netting. He can't. He's not doing that. He's not doing that, guys. So it is what it is. Wendell says we had the opportunity to sign world-class players only if we only listen to Ranić. Nothing will change unless we get the shit overhyped players out of the team. Yeah, it's a shame that certain players are still here, Wendell. It is, and that's why I said even though I want the manager out, I don't think it's good enough. I'm now about 55%, 45%. Because I can always see what you guys are saying. I can always see, yes, he doesn't have the midfield, and yes. So you always got to like understand that he's still working with limitations while at the same time weigh up the fact that he should be doing better with what he has. You know? Yeah, man, Johnny spitting facts. Wendell says, AMORIM was set up to fail, and so will the next manager. Luke Shaw and the other pensioners will still be there next season. The only way this will change is if we have ambition and get... I don't understand why they're still here, and I don't understand... Thing is about Wendell, he doesn't even have to play them. He could play Lenny Euro at left centre-back, like he did last season. Play De Ligt at centre-back, and play Mazraoui at right centre-back. Play Dalot at right centre-back. He doesn't have to play Maguire or Shaw. He really doesn't. But he's just choosing to. He chose to play Maguire over Lenny Euro. He chose to do that. But your point stands. TK says, I have 17 kids in Thailand somewhere, I am sure. And I too wouldn't want them in the United Academy. You man are killing me. I'm sure. Oh man. All right. Wow, the chat is chatting still. I can't get through everything, guys. I'm trying to. Let me see. AMORIM chose to make a leadership team with the players we want gone. Johnny's on a smoke today, you know. Johnny's on smoke still, I ain't gonna lie. Because that's what I said. I said, how does he make a leadership team out of Bruno, Maguire, Dalot? I'm like, this guy's taking a piss. He's taking liberties, Johnny. I hear you. How the hell can we allow Barada to recruit managers? Wendell. Wendizzle. Wendeezy. Wendeezy PTZ. Why is Barada the one that recruited AMORIM and not Wilcox? Answer that to me. Answer that riddle. Riddle me this. If Southgate comes in, it will be the end of Man United, says Wendell. Yeah, Southgate is the Southgate stuff. Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, don't allow these people to use Southgate as a fair tactic for you to get rid of the man. This is the whole, if we get rid of the manager, we're gonna go Southgate. I don't care. Like, you know, the whole, why Southgate? Because I don't believe, Wilcox will stand there and allow Jim Radcliffe to just appoint Southgate. Yeah, I don't believe it. And I'm not allowing the fear of getting Southgate, yeah, to stop us from getting rid of this guy. Fair doesn't win. Fair doesn't beat me. Never. I don't vote out of fear. I vote out of love. I don't vote out of hate. I vote out of love. Love. All right. What are we saying? Osman, there's games when United win their duels and games where they don't. Brentford, Grimsby. When this squad hustles and gets after it, they are competitive. It's not all about the system. No, that's true. It isn't all about the system. It's about the mindset also of the players. And one thing that is true is, and TK have said it, and a few guys have said it in the chat, we rise and fall according to the level of the opposition. Against Brentford, we played Brentford's game. Brentford wanted to be physical. Brentford wanted to go long and do all of these things. We played into their game. We played the game that they wanted to play. That's what we did. And we keep doing that. So big up Osman. You need to clear out all of the players who set the culture where taking games off or taking them easy is acceptable. Lowered expectations will eventually infect everyone. There you go. That is from the Oracle Osman, which is true, which is what I've said all along. It infects. Like, if you go into a team, if you go to work right now and there's one guy at work who has a 2-hour lunch, doesn't come, just always blasé, doesn't take nothing seriously, there's a good chance that the team will start doing that. If the team sees he's doing that stuff, you're going to start doing that. You're going to start taking 2-hour lunches. You always fall to the lowest or the lowest denominator, or become the lowest denominator. You know, in some ways within an organization, that will happen. So that's psychology, really, and I get that. So you guys are going deep still. That's what I like. I like this. I'm reading, guys. I'm reading some of your comments, by the way. Heaven looked good. Yeah, I mean, Heaven, I get it. He's young, he's this and he's that. But when we saw him play, the few games we saw him playing around January, was it January, guys? When he came, we played a few games, January, March sort of time. He looked good. He looked decent. My issue is this. Go with the athletic centre-backs in the Premier League. Go with the athletic ones. Against Brentford, rather than going with the slow, immobile Luke Shaws and Maguires, why don't you just go with the Lenny Euros and Heavens? Go with the guys who can run. Rather than playing offside because you're too slow, play a Lenny Euro and play Heaven who don't need to play offside. I reckon, guys, if Lenny Euro was on the field or Heaven was on the field, they would have caught that striker. Put it this way, Maguire almost caught him. Maguire almost caught him, and Maguire is the slowest defender in the Premier League. So imagine what Lenny Euro or Heaven, they would have caught him. They would have caught up with him. So it is what it is. The entire world knows we need a goalkeeper and midfielders, but they ignored the manager's request and now he must face the music, says Wendell. If Shaw is like an OAP, then some players are also playing like VOAP, says Milton. Johnny says, I'd actually argue that the exact reason to be using youth right now. He's taken us so far down that I doubt that academy players would do worse. No, I get that point. I hear you. He isn't getting wins currently anyway with who he's picking. So why not play the youth? Why not play the Kones? Why not play Kobe, who's only 20 years old? I understand the logic, Johnny Hill. And that's what I like about the chat. You guys come with your opinions, and your opinions have logic behind them. And that's what I like about the people in this chat. We can bring in Pep, Klopp, and Ancelotti at the same time. They will all fail. Get rid of the shit. Wendell, can I tell you my theory, guys? One of my theories is this. I think INEOS know that they need to get rid of shit. I think Ruben Amorim is just going to be the face of this clear out. I think they know that next summer Bruno's going to go and all these players are going to go next summer. We know this. and maybe Luke Shaw's and those guys are going to go as well. I feel like he's just been used for this clear out, for this 2-year process of getting rid of the crap, and maybe we'll get rid of him after this process is done. And once we feel like we've got a squad, like once we've got that 19-year-old Colombian kid, and Baleba and Wharton and maybe Anderson next summer. Once we've got another attacker, once we've got, I don't know, whatever, then we might get rid of him. I think he might just be here for the first half of the rebuild, for the most uncomfortable part, getting rid of your Brunos. Please keep Bruno. Please, he's our best player. Those sort of fans, they need to be comforted when players like him leave. So I don't know. That's my hypothesis anyway. TK says Luke Shaw spiked the punch at Carrington. All right, let me just quickly finish then. Xavi, one of the best midfielders of his generation. Xavi. Apparently, according to Fabrizio Romano, guys. Fabrizio Romano, guys. Anyway, sorry. Listen, you know when you're just tired? I am absolutely shattered coming home from work. Anyway, Xavi is studying the Premier League and would join Manchester United immediately, even without European football. Fabrizio Romano. I'm not going to lie, guys. If Fabrizio, once again, is saying this, I always got to think about who has briefed Fabrizio. Who has told this information to Fabrizio? The only way I can see Fabrizio saying this and saying it with so much chest, he's studying it and he will join it Man United immediately, is Xavi. Am I wrong in saying that the only way he could say this with so much chest is if Xavi or Xavi's representatives have just slipped him something and said, tweet this? Right? Am I wrong? It's a very strange thing to say about an individual. Because if it wasn't true, would Xavi then come out and say, at Fabrizio Romano, that's not true, stop saying my name? No, would he do a Will Smith and Chris Rock and slap him and say, take my name out your mother mouth? Or, I don't know. Because, yeah, I mean, he's been out of a job since June, Xavi. And I like the football that Xavi plays. My thing is this. Every time you've asked me who I'd want, I've said, you know what? I'm done with unproven managers outside the league. I want a manager who fully understands this league, who knows what he's doing in this league. A manager that comes here and we don't have to wait a whole year for him to understand how this league is very, very strong and very, very quick. From Ten Hag to AMORIM, we have to sit and wait for him to realise that Shaw's not good enough. We have to wait for him to realise that he needs this. We have to wait for him to know or to catch what we already know because we've been watching the Premier League our whole lives. No. This time, I like Xavi. But is he going to come in and spend 2 years underestimating the league and trying to play this little sexy football and getting beaten 5-0? Or are we going to go to the Premier League and say, listen, let's look at the managers in the league right now who are badding it up, who need the next step up. We do this for the Cunhas and Mbumos, for the players. Let's do it for the manager. That's my hypothesis. That's my thought process. Yeah. Xavi's also said that he wants the Prem job. He's been offered Saudi jobs. He wants a Prem job. I don't know what you guys think about Xavi. I know some of you want Glasner. I know some of you want Areola. I want Prem proven managers now. Yeah. This is from Xavi. I think Xavi's representatives have fed Fabrizio. The fact that he says Xavi is studying the Premier League, well, it's a weird. I think Xavi wants us to know. Xavi wants us to know that he's ready. He knows the league. He knows what he's doing, and he wants to come immediately. That's Xavi. Xavi is twerking. Am I wrong? Does that look like a Xavi twerk or not, guys? How have you read into this? You know me, I read into everything. Let me see what the chat's saying. Sorry, you know, I talk so quickly. I'm going back to the comments about the exorcism. Ranjit, big up Ranjit in the chat. It's the devil on the badge. God is not happy. Ranjit might be right. Guys, we took away, I've said this already. Why did we remove the whole Man United banner? Yeah. Why did we remove this, remove that, remove this, and just have this guy? Just have this guy. That's what we did. Walk around with this, the devil. We're not Man United, we're not this, we're just devils. I get it. I get what Ranjit is saying. Wendell says the club needs an exorcism. Yeah. We need all the popes that have ever lived to come together. We need to raise the popes from the dead and come. We need ghost popes as well. And then when we finish them, we need to exercise the popes that we brought back to life. Milton says, what is difficult to understand is that we have 3 new players up front who are not combining well now. Obviously, midfield is a big problem, but why are the front players not in the game much more? Well, you kind of answered the question with regards to the midfield, also with regards to how we play. And like I said, guys, Mbumo's not a 10. Cunha's a 10. Mbumo's a wide forward. I keep saying Mbumo's not a 10. He's not someone who's going to jump in the midfield, combine with the midfield. Mbumo wants to just drop into that position, lay it off, and then run. That's not a 10. He's a forward. Anyway. Wendell says, agree. Yeah. We have no leadership. Class of 92 had leadership to integrate them into the team. Yep, they did. Our youth players have no leadership, nil and void. It's so many people forget that. The class of 92, Gary Neville's, these guys always talk about how they went into a team of men. They were the young guys, but they went into a team that had experience. Like Paul Ince was already there, and Paul Ince was older than all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these guys that we had that had experience. They pronounced their names the Portuguese way, probably for a reason. Saudi wanted Bruno for 100 million, but we rejected the offer. Xavi uses the youth the proper way, but Carrington is Carrington is not La Masia or La Masia. Yeah, it's not. He's gonna walk in thinking he's gonna get like some Barcelona youth, and he's gonna look at our youth and he's gonna be like, oh shit. But who knows? He comes in and he promotes JJ Gabriel straight away. Who knows? I agree we need a new manager, but there's no leadership. Daloish. It will be the end of this club if Southgate gets the job, says Wendell. All right, no disrespect, guys, but the Glazers look like the walking dead. Listen, there's so many things I want to say, but I can't because I have to be respectful. And as the person who's hosting these things, I can't say some of the things you guys say in the chat, but sometimes I wish I was in the chat. Sometimes I wish I was in the chat. Yeah. I'm going to say it. I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway. The Glazers look like... Who's seen the movie The Wrong Turn? Yeah. If you've seen the movie The Wrong Turn, the horror movie The Wrong Turn, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say anything more. Big up Ranjit. Xavi didn't get enough time at Barcelona, says Wendell. Johnny says, the one thing I will say, though, is if Xavi is actually studying the league, that shows he will adapt to the league. So it's a massive positive towards him in that respect. Areola and Glasner, my choices, though. I'm with Johnny. Glasner, Areola, for me, one of those two. Well, I don't mind. I know some of you guys want to move away from the 3-5 or the 5, because we don't play 3, we play 5. Yeah. But I don't think Glasner is wedded to that formation. I think Glasner, I think I've seen Glasner play four at the back. I think Glasner's playing that formation with Crystal Palace because I think he feels like it's best to play it with the players that he has. I don't think Glasner is wedded to that formation, by the way, guys. So, anyway, what's Glasner saying? What is Glasner saying? Yeah, I mean, just quickly before we leave, let's wrap up quickly. Let's get through the rest of the stuff. He's come out and it's very, very, very interesting because you usually don't get managers who play for other clubs. They usually don't even comment. They usually don't even comment. But he has said, I'm aware of the rumours, but that's all they are. I'm staying neutral and completely calm, concentrating on my daily work with the players and staff and simply trying to enjoy it. If that's funny, yeah. You know, it does sound like that. I'm not gonna lie, the way I read this, yeah, the way I read this tweet, it sounds like somebody who is excited, absolutely excited, but they're trying to hold it in and try to act professional. That's how it reads. I'm aware of the rumours, you know, but that's all they are. I'm staying neutral and completely calm, concentrating on my daily work with the players and staff and just simply trying to. This guy is excited. He likes being linked to United. And it's funny. This guy is doing well with Crystal Palace. He's badding it up with Palace. They lost Eze, lost this, lost that. Doesn't matter. Badding it up with Palace. And this guy's like, yeah, I'm aware of the rumours. But that's all they are. Bro, get this guy. Get this guy. Now. Anyway. Irrespective of who we appoint, we must write the season off. These frauds cannot play any system, says Wendell. Wow, 6 games in and it's over. Okay, this is probably where I might diverge. I will keep, maybe I might be gassed, but I have to, because I'm doing this show and I'm on YouTube and all these things, I have to keep a bit of positivity, a bit of optimism, because if I don't, I won't do this show. I'll come home and I'll be like, fuck it. I won't do watchalongs. So I kind of have to, even though objectively, you just use my brain, no emotion, I'm like, yeah, get this guy out, the season's off. But the illogical part of my brain, the part that relies just on emotion, I want to believe that there's still something. There is still something. Otherwise, my energy to do anything, to do a show or all these things, it won't be there. It won't be there. So I have to force myself to be like, maybe. Anyway, guys. Gary, let's see what Gary's saying before we go. AMORIM has had a pre-season. That's what Gary Neville's saying. He's had a week now in between each of his games because Man United are in Europe. Check. Yet the performances are as poor as ever. The results are catastrophic, really, in Manchester United terms. The money that's been spent has been big. And there are some things that I'm seeing that are a massive worry. And some things that can't happen. This is damning. Question again, I'm going to ask the same question. Do you think it is helpful for ex-players? One, the media is dominated by Manchester United ex-players. So it is heavily skewed this way. Comments, attitudes, everyone's got opinion. And we're already the biggest club in the world anyway. Are these things helpful? Some people say that the ex-players are one of the reasons why we're in this situation. Always referring back to Fergie, comparing everything to Fergie, always removing context. I don't know, guys. It's a question for the chat. Anyway, apparently breaking news. I've been told it's breaking. Laurie Whitwell just tweeted this. So maybe we can end with this, guys. This is a good thing. It looks like it's all right. Okay, it's not. Maybe it's not a good thing. Let's read. What has Laurie Whitwell just tweeted? This is breaking. Um, if Ruben Amorim goes, does that bring the spotlight on Omar Barada, on Jason Wilcox, on other people that were involved in getting to this point? This is very, very interesting. This is Laurie Whitwell saying this. But I thought Laurie Whitwell works for United almost. But he's putting the pressure on. It's a very, let me read on actually. So I think that's why they would ultimately want to see it through. Oh, and I think they do still feel like it could still work. But I think you're getting to a point now where those questions are going to become louder and louder, and ultimately results will dictate it. Okay, true. I think it's fragile. Very, very fragile, actually. I do think that the hierarchy want it to work because they know what the ramifications are. But I feel that you can't ignore the results if they continue like this. So essentially, like a lot of you guys and like me, they are deciding between the future of the club and their reputation, right? Because if they get rid of this manager and it's their first manager they've appointed, he's supposed to be the guy. He's supposed to be the rebuild. He's the guy that they've backed and they've backed and they've backed. If this doesn't work, it looks bad on them. Reputational damage, embarrassment, all of these things, not being trusted. So pride, ego, call it what you want. They want to keep this man partially because they want to save face. So the question I asked the chat is, are they putting their ego, their pride, saving face above the club? A lot of things are breaking apparently, and something else. This is breaking as well, guys. Was it 8:05 p.m. So this is 8 o'clock, literally 15 minutes ago. Ben Jacobs has said that Man United are backing also United Stand. So Ben Jacobs has his show on the United Stand and on TalkSport. Man United are backing Ruben Amorim, but are also doing succession planning simultaneously. There is support, and if Amorim gets sacked, then it will be with a level of reluctance. Okay, and this is also trending. A lot of people are reporting. Stuff is happening, people. Stuff is happening. So this has been reported now. Indicalia. But we'll talk about it. We'll see it. Because Ruben Amorim has been called in by Manchester United bosses for an urgent meeting. The manager has been asked to switch to 4-3-3. All right. I don't know how much this is true. How many managers are told to switch to a formation? That's a very strange thing. But we'll read on. The manager has been asked to switch to a 4-3-3 formation. Amorim was reportedly left speechless by the request. Certain Man United officials now believe it's a matter of when, not if, he gets sacked. Guys, this is not going to go away. Of course, it's not going to go away. We're going to see loads of stuff coming out. There's going to be loads of lies. I'm going to report to you what's been said. I'm not going to, what's the word? Quantify it? No, qualify it. I'm not going to qualify it or verify it. Well, I will verify the sources. But this is the sort of time, guys, where we're going to get so much information get thrown at us left, right, and center. Some of it is going to be bullock doo-doo. A lot of it's going to be hot doo-doo. But there's going to be truth somewhere in the middle. Because we started the show by saying his job is safe. Simon Stone, everyone's saying his job is safe. And then Ben Jacobs is coming out saying, yeah, his job is safe, but every single football club would be doing succession planning. You have to plan for contingencies. You have to. But you're not going to talk to Amorim about it. You're going to say, Amorim, by the way, if you mess up in 2 weeks, you're fired. You don't tell him that. You just fire him. if he messes up. Ah, guys, what a life. What a life. What's it like being a Manchester United fan in God's year of 2025? What is it like? There's Osman in the chat who's an Arsenal fan, just commenting, just chatting with all of us. He's chilled. He's an Arsenal fan. He just beat Newcastle. He's good, but we are suffering. We are suffering. So, because we are suffering, we will end on something nice. Nobody hates kids. Wait, some people do. But you shouldn't really hate kids. You're a bit weird if you do. Yeah? So let's look at Cunha's and Casemiro's son at Carrington training ground. They'll probably be better than both Cunha and Casemiro. Right now, you start them. Right now, you start them. And listen, Cunha's performance yesterday, dribble, 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 lose the ball. Dribble, 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 lose the ball. Dribble, 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 lose the ball. That was his performance yesterday. They're both ready. And you could tell, yeah, the one on the left, Cunha's son probably, is about to nutmeg Casemiro's boy. That ball's going through the legs. It's going through his legs. It's going to be quick. So, no, let's end on something nice. Because all this negativity is tiring. And it hurts my brain. Apparently the blonde one is Bruno's son. No, Tech. Give it back. Well done. And again. Okay. Casemiro and Bruno's son, 1-2. Nah, it's sweet, man. Listen. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let's end on that. Let's end on it. Hopefully that will raise some spirits. See a couple of youths kick some ball. Let me see the comments quickly. Ranjit said inbred. Rednecks. Oh, man. And they look like a Meat Canyon sketch, says Alfred. Oh, man. Chika said, maybe it's time to promote Cat Pillow to front row and United Pillow to the back. Yo, oh no, nah, not yet, bro, not yet. Not yet. But listen, I'm TK. I'm getting there. I reckon I'm on that train. You know, I'll be there soon if this carries on, for sure. Yeah. Had TK, you might be right, just like so many other things. Ranjit said, be positive. You have 2 losses in the Premier League. Arsenal have 1. There is, yeah, only 2 losses. Only 2 losses, guys. So let's be positive. Let's do the spin thing. Let's do it. No, let's do the positive thing now. Alfred says, Glasner plays counter-attack transition ball. That's Eric wanted to play in his 23-24 season, but Glasner has a mind. Let's see it. Yeah, it's definitely more, but we play transition football too. Maybe that's the issue also. What is a manager trying to do? Transition or control? Or both? The ex-players are all selling their club's stability for coin from Sky and Talk Sport, says Osman. Hot take merchants feeding the social media machine. Gary Neville got laughed out of his only managerial job, says Osman. Words, Osman. Words. Facts. TK says Whitwell manager is a reflection on brass. Alfred, Rio Ferdinand, the extreme polar opposite to his footballing career. Terrible source of journalism. At least what he doing. He told us that he had sources. Yeah, Rio. I don't even know what's happening with Rio, but Rio's so hollow. I don't know how else to describe Rio apart from this hollow. Like, he's just, what do you stand for? It's just like, he likes to gas up situations. He talks like he knows some stuff. Talk like he has sources. You know, when it's like, bro, you know what? You got loads of money. You don't need to be like a kid, bro. Like, come on, man. But to be fair, a lot of them are like that. A lot of them are like that. I don't care about Neville's opinion on anything that isn't to do with being a right back. I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to Neville, I feel like his opinions on other clubs are decent. But when it comes to his opinions on Manchester United, the bias, like I said, feelings, bias, it is the enemy of critical thinking. You can't think critically if your feelings are hurt. I think when it comes to Man United, he's so involved, he's so emotionally invested, he's not able sometimes to say the objective thing when it comes to United. Other clubs, he just says what he needs to say. For United, he holds back. He caveats things. He lies to keep his friends in the job. And all of these things, it's just, his takes on Man United are often a bit disingenuous. Not always, but sometimes. Osman says, INEOS are sharpening the sharks, or shanks, the shanks, you know, while on the phone with Ruben telling him it's all good. Nah, I hear you. And I can see it happening. I can see the whole... Yeah, Ruben. Yo, I'm just letting you know that, yeah, your job is safe. Your job is safe. Or just putting the clips in the bullet. Clips in the bullet. I can't even say. Can I say gun on YouTube? There you go. I can. Putting the clips in the gun while telling man his job is safe. That's what they're doing. They should get rid of AMORIM, but when is a question. When? Even this is going to be another issue, says Milton. Ranjit says it's fragile because our defense does not understand the 3 at the back system. They still don't though, Ranjit. They still don't. Maybe, like I said, if he was at Sporting, he would have got rid of the whole defence and got a new one. He can't do that at Man United. We've been trying to get rid of Maguire for 4 years and we haven't been able to do it. And Shaw, and we can't do it. At Sporting, he would have got rid of all of his defenders and got a new one in next year. That's the difference. That is a big difference, guys. We need the wire quote reference for this room. For this from Oz. That's funny. 4-4-3 will save his 4-3-3 will save his ass. Imagine playing 4-4-3 and playing with 12 players, bro. But I know you meant 4-3-3. I think playing with 12 players, if we don't win the Premier League playing Ranjit's system of 12 players, 4-4-3, then we're crap. Put the Cat Pillar logo on the shirt and God will be pleased. Says TK. Oh, big up Santos Flow in the chat, guys. Big him up. Alfred says bosses like Avram calls Ruben to play a 4-3-3. Man probably scratched his head understanding the offside rule. It sounded weird, didn't it? Like play 4-3-3. The only person I can tell that can say play 4-3-3 maybe Wilcox, but these guys, none of these guys are managers. I don't know how much they can tell him how to play and what formation to play. But I'm always going to find it very strange, guys, that Man United have always played with wide players, always played with wingers, and this group, this INEOS group, decided to hire a manager that only plays with wing backs. And they know the history of the club. They know what the club's been about. Whether it's Ryan Giggs, whether it's George Best or Cristiano Ronaldo, we play with fantastic and great wingers. Always. These guys decided to hire a manager that doesn't even play that system. For the first time in our history, we're playing a system without exciting wingers. And these guys thought it was a good thing. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. It's very strange. Santos Flow said AMORIM will leave on a high, depending if you're standing up or upside down. Well done, Santos. I like that one. I like that one. Man, think of the lies. That's Casemiro's grandson. That's funny. Cass is only 33, man. Allow him. Allow Cass. But they look the same though, Casemiro. Me says, I did say AMORIM was getting sacked before these 3 games, before the break. You, me, you. Always think of Rush Hour. Every time I see me, I always think of that Rush Hour. No, me, no, you. See Rush Hour 3? Ben Jacobs has reported that Jim will sack AMORIM before the international break. Can we find that report? Can we find that? Can we verify that, guys? Those kids can pass nearly as good as our senior players, says Milton. Better than our senior players, you mean, Milton? Better. Me says, whoever comes in, I hope they drop Bruno, Shaw, Dalot, and get... Listen, that's what I want, me. I want... You know, sometimes, yeah, I just wish a manager will come in and see my perspective. Because we all must think that. We all have our idea of what football should be, how football should be played. And we all wish the manager will come in and to see things our way and just do what he needs to do. Stop coming back and trying to revive the Shaws. Every manager comes in, Ten Hag and AMORIM and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer always try to revive Luke Shaw. Stop it. Stop it. You're not going to revive him. He's not athletic. He's not... This guy can't play left back anymore because he can't run. He can't move. He's not mobile. The Premier League, yeah, is all... Especially now, guys. You have to be so athletic, so quick. Even more than ever. United have 3 losses, not 2. Calm those tits. Wait, yeah, was it Arsenal, Man City, and of course Brentford. Yeah, we got excited. We forgot the 3 losses. Fun fact: Neville's record at Valencia was better than Amorim's at United. Yeah, I think I saw that somewhere. Me. Rio is like the uncle knobhead who gets invited to the wedding. Rio just like... I think what problem with Rio tries to be cool. And he's not. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm not cool. It's all right. But he tries to be. TK says, rearrange Neville and you get Len Evil. TK, man. What the hell? What the hell, man? That's funny. Would you rather fight a saltwater croc with no teeth or a polar bear either with no paws? We're back here again. Wait, saltwater croc, no teeth, or polar bear with no claws? No claws? No paws. Bro, who cares if you've got no paws, bro? That polar bear will still eat me with his teeth. Like, crocodile without no teeth. What's a crocodile with no teeth gonna do to me? Like, scratch me with his claws. Bro, a polar bear with no paws will yam your face off, bro. Will bite your face off. What do you mean? Oh, you mean the blood clot? Oh, you mean? Cha. Alfred said, these kids playing on forever. It's hurting my eyes. This is on that loop. This is on that loop, Alfred. Let me take it off, Alfred. I think it's off now still, Alfred. It's off now still. me with the knee slappers, says TK. Len Evil, you know. Anyway. Texas Chain Shore Massacre, you know. All I know, guys, to end, is that Luke Shaw is a whore. That's all I know. And I will be immature. I'll be very, very immature. Because his name is Whore. And I know I shouldn't find it that funny. I shouldn't. But I do. I do. And sometimes, guys, when we get older, we got to find the little stupid things funny. Find joy, yeah? If you Google Luke Shaw's full name, his full actual official name, you will know why Luke Shaw is a whore. Just do it. Just Google his name and you'll see his name. So factually, he is a whore. And nobody can tell me not to say it. Because I'm just calling man by his name. And that is so beautiful. It's so good that I can call him a whore. I can call him a whore to his face and you can't do me for hate crime. You can't. You can't do me for hate crime. Because I'll be like, bro, are you dumb? Your name is Luke Paul Whore Shaw. So don't chat to me. Don't chat to me. Oh, all right, guys. What a show. Flipping heck. Negativity. Always surrounding this club, eh? What are we going to do, people? What are we going to do? Because I'm not even in the mood to watch the games anymore. I have to, but I'm not in the mood, guys. I'm not going to lie. It is draining. United way is attack, not counter, not 5 at the back. Play with no fear. Play either. Bro, this man has stripped all of that from us. Play with either with intensity, pride and honour for the badge. Promote the academy. Play with wingers. Make Old Trafford a nightmare to come to. This guy's stripped all of that back, me. And that's the saddest thing is, a guy's come in and he said, fuck the Man United way. My way, my system above all. Above everything. And everyone has... That's what he's done. That's why I couldn't buy into it. That's why I said, listen, when these managers come in, these quirky little kinky managers, yeah, who just come into our club and want to change everything, I want to make you hate Kobe Mainoo. I want to make you hate all these players that don't fit into their system. And you start saying, I don't know, this Ahmad is shit or Kobe is shit because they don't fit into these systems. Just be careful. Be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful who you scapegoat to keep Ten Hag. Be careful who you scapegoat to keep these managers in their job, in their place. Anyway, guys, that is it, I think. I think that is the news. So, just to recap. Most of the news really was on whether AMORIM will stay or whether AMORIM will go. We went through the journalists and their quotes. Man United feeding journalists information. We ended with Ben Jacobs really saying that, yes, we have to have a contingency. There always will be a contingency. There always will be conversations about if the manager leaves, who can come in. So there will be a list somewhere. But the general message coming out of Manchester United is that his job is safe. That is the general message. We can read between the lines, like we have been, and be like, is it really though? But that is what the club want us to feel. They want stability and they want to put out a unified front. That is the general feel of today. That's the general feel. That's the fallout. That's the fallout. So, quotes from Jim Radcliffe, quotes from Sesko, quotes from Rooney, quotes from Fabrizio Romano, Gary Neville, Simon Stone. We went through the lot. We've had a good conversation. I think this show has been a good show. I feel like you guys have come with your facts and your opinions. Some of your opinions I've learned. I've always said this. The best shows, yeah, for me, are the shows where I give my opinions. I read the chat, and you guys influence my mind. You guys influence my thought process, and that's what it's all about. Knowledge, yeah. Knowledge and ideas should always be exchanged fluidly. Fluidly. Yeah, I think that's right. So big up the chat. This is what I wanted for my chat. This kind of shit. This is good stuff. Edifying. It's edifying. All right. Let's look at the poll. The poll was, do you agree that AMORIM should be given the entire season to try? All right. Wow. That is surprising. Only 25% says hell no. 31% says no, he's had enough time. But 44% says yes. Give him the season. So 44-56. That's very interesting because I told you guys I'm about 55-45. I said, yeah, I'm about 55% get the fuck out. But there's that 45% of me that's like, oh. And that's exactly kind of how the poll went. Very, very intriguing, guys. Very, very intriguing. Let's quickly read the rest of your comments before we wrap up. People, don't forget to smash a like as usual. Help the algorithm. YouTube ain't pushing my shit anymore. But we got 1 or 2 subscribers. So if you're new, please subscribe to the community. Listen, we're a good community. We're doing our thing here. We have some good chats, some intelligent conversations. The community is smart. I've got some smart people here. If I don't know some shit, these guys will know some shit, and these guys will educate me. So that's what I want. That's what I want. So big up the chat always and every day. Is a Monday, start of the week. So this is just Monday, guys. Tomorrow we're gonna get even more stuff, and then on Wednesday. So if this is just Monday, Lord knows what the news is gonna be like on Tuesday. So big up the chat. Me said that poll was completed by Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles. Oh man, that's funny. United Stand just gone live now. AMORIM sacked. We'll see. We'll see if he's sacked next week. I mean, these guys, a lot of these YouTube channels, they need to be right, and they need to be right first, and they need to be the first. I don't care about that stuff. I care about the truth. That's one difference between me. Like, I am flipping neurodivergent. I'm autistic. Yeah. My brain, yeah, works because I want to understand things. The reason why I always say, listen, I need different perspectives is because I need to understand other people's minds outside of my own brain. I want to understand how you think. How do you arrive to the conclusion you arrive at? What is your thought process? What is your critical think? That's what I'm interested in. So I don't care about being first or being whatever. If he gets sacked, he gets sacked. I want to know what's going on. I want to know the truth behind the matter. I'm always want to be digging deeper. So big up all the communities, because without those communities, without the United Stand and United Views, Forever, even Adam right now doing with Forever United TV, even the little ones like the flipping, I don't know, SANITY TVs and all these things. Big up all of them, yeah, because it's not even a competition. Big up all of them. So it is what it is. But for me, it's not just about being right. Or, I mean, it's not about being first. It's more about just getting to the truth. Our wounds will heal by Saturday, only to be reopened against Sunderland. Bro, TK, that's the pattern. The pattern is, I gas you guys up on the Friday. I gas you guys up on the Friday with the team news and, you know, AMORIM's talks about this and that and the players who could play. And then Saturday, by Saturday 4:30 or Saturday 5 o'clock or whenever we play, it's like, oh my gosh, we lost again. Rinse and repeat. So you're funny, bro. I'm not that intelligent, smart, bro. You guys are smart. When you're on, you guys know you're smart. When it comes to ball, a lot of you guys have good ball knowledge. Very good, bro. Milton says, I think we are now saying it's not that easy to sack AMORIM. Yeah, multiple reasons, but I think saving face is definitely one of the reasons, Milton. You cannot come in like INEOS have, say you're doing this, say you're doing that, be the big dogs, all these things, and then your first appointment is this bad. It does not look good. So a part of them is like, please, Ruben. That's when this is the bad situation. When you are on your knees and Ruben AMORIM is standing up, you're done. And I think that's what's happening. INEOS are like, please, Ruben, please make this work so we can look good. Because if you do not make this work, Ruben, we look like a pack of shit. We do. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Me says you, Gav goes in, and the United Devil channel are the only three I watch. All small streamers, but the best for me, in my opinion. I sometimes feel like the small streamers are, when you get bigger and when you have to say things to appease people and all of these things, and you have to tiptoe and you're bought by these people and you have to, you know, like United View, like Flex. Flex goes to press conferences and he has to befriend the same players that he calls shit on you. Like, he has to go like a professional and be like, you know, talk professionally, ask certain questions, shake hands with all the players, but then jumps back onto United View and like, oh no, needs to go, he's shit. And then next day he's all shaking on hands and smack. That balance there is crazy for me. It's a crazy balance. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Bro, Me, when Amram said, yeah, bro, I want to fight this guy. I want to fight Amram, you know. When maybe that's the reason why my stuff doesn't get pushed. I'm always thinking my language is not good. I say things I want to fight people. YouTube doesn't like that at all. But I don't care. Anyway, when he said, yeah, like me, so when we win, it's not the system, but when we lose, it's the system. I thought to myself, bro, you can't speak like that. You can't have a 24% win percentage and speak like that with your chest. It's impossible. Bro, you lose more times than you win. So we're going to talk about you losing more. It's just like, how can you only win 24% of the time, yeah, and then have that comment that he had? It's insane. We've won 8 games. We've only smelt, tasted victory in 8 games, 8 out of 31 games. And your comment is, well, when we lose, you blame it on the system, but when we win, you don't say it's a system. Okay, so the 8 times we won, we said to you, oh, your system worked well today. But the other other times, yeah, you don't win, we say it hasn't worked. It's still, either way, it's crazy. That comment from the manager was crazy. Absolutely insane. Big up Luke in the chat. Got new Northampton Town away shirt, pink and black. Big up Luke. Better stay with Northampton, bro, because they're better than Man United. So be happy, Luke. Be happy. Because I'd rather support them right now than support flipping Man United, Luke, to be fair. Mark Goldbridge has got to be recruited by some sort of agency for real. He glazes Rasmus like Amrim does. Yeah, like Amrim does this to Bruno. I mean, I don't like always talk negatively about other channels, but because United Stand are so big, nothing I say will ever affect them. Like, United Stand could crush my channel and destroy my community in a second. All Goldbridge has to do is say something about Chosen Wisdom, and that's it. My whole thing's done. But they got 2 million subscribers, so nothing I say will ever touch the back. Goldbridge, he doesn't get. I don't think Goldbridge understands football to the level that I want him to understand football. He's much more of a casual fan than me, and his takes are often very, very wild and emotional and not measured. And he's definitely bought. He's definitely bought. You can tell he's been bought in some ways. There's certain things he can't say and he won't say. And you guys got to decide. The YouTubers that are not getting paid by the club, don't have any affiliation with the club, don't get invited to anything with the club, don't get any freebies from the club, any of that stuff, those are probably the ones you might want to watch the most, because they'll probably be the ones that tell you the truth the most. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys. Me says, and the big streamers have no ball knowledge, especially that Stephen Howson. That's why I said the big streamers, put it this way, think about pop music, think about anything mainstream, think about anything popular. To be popular, to sell a movie to the masses, to sell a song to the masses, you have to make the song reachable to the average human being. The average human being is not the most intelligent. I'm talking about the average, right? So any walk of life, if you talk about music, you have to dummy music down. Movies, Fast and Furious, make it the shittest. Fast and Furious is a dumb movie, but it beats box office records all the time. You have to become big, you have to dumb your shit down so it's edible. So it's edible for the masses. I'm never going to get thousands and 100,000 subscribers because my content is not for the masses. A lot of things I say will go over a lot of people's heads. And a lot of people won't be interested. Some people, when they consume football content, just want your shit. No, your shit. No, he's better. No, he's better. They just want the basic arguments, I guess the headlines, the disses. They don't want the in-depth shit that I like. I'm a deep thinker. That's what I am. I am called a deep thinking person. So I'm always going to be like this forever and ever. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. All that crap. So get a community that fits you. Get a community that you like, that you can share stuff with, that you can be yourself, talk ball, and that's it. That's it. So big up. Every time I say big up and try to end the show, I get sucked in with more chat, but it's all good. It's all good. Ruby, it's you. It's me. Unless it's me, then it's you. Oh my gosh. Me, bro. Swear down here, nothing Jon Snow. Turkish is silly. Those other guys are full of contradictions. Also, football is not black and white. That's why I'm always do the whole, listen, I'm this percentage. It's not about this player shit, this player is good. Sometimes you got to just analyze stuff and be nuanced. And there's not enough time, there's not enough time to be nuanced in football. Where can you be nuanced? Where can you be nuanced? All right. To sell to the masses, have boobies. If I had, anyway, I can't even say this. I can't say it on YouTube. Shit, man. Sure. I can't wait till I get more subscribers, yeah, so I don't have to watch what I say. So I can say what I need to say, whether it's rude or not. Flipping heck. TK says Fast and Furious is the second worst movie ever made after anything. After anything with Will Smith. TK's on Will Smith's neck, you know. Will Smith's alright, man. Come on, TK. No? No, don't think Will Smith. Enemy of the State. Enemy of the State. What else? Will Smith. The first Bad Boy movie. I Robot. TK. Come on, bro. Not even that. And I love TK just dash Will Smith under the bus randomly, you know, but it's funny. The F and F9 when they sent the Ford into space to blow up the satellite had me dying, and I wondered how they got hair from street racing. I ain't gonna lie, me. I think after like Fast and Furious 6, when some English guy, Shaw, his name was Shaw, wasn't he? After that one, I stopped watching, bruv. After the one where the two cars, when the two cars jumped like this, yeah, and they passed each other, and I think they jumped out of the window while the two cars were passing each other in mid-air, and they jumped. I was like, no. I said, no. Cut this crap off. Because I'm thinking, am I supposed to treat this movie as being realistic? Because when it started, yeah, it was just racing. It was just, you know, Tyrese and Set a Man just racing. It was real. There was no stupidness. But by the Fast 6, the stunts were just like, hold on a second, bro. This is not even like, do they understand what gravity is? Gravity exists, bro. This is crazy. TK said football isn't black and white, it's Portuguese at Old Trafford. I will bet that if we play like the last game again, then AMORIM will definitely be in trouble. Bro, Milton, I don't even think you're understanding what you're saying. Like, he should be, like, if we play like this again, he'll be in trouble. Bro, he should be in trouble right now. Like, what else? You know when you've hit rock bottom, yeah? And you're like, oh, but if we lose again, bro, we're here. We're here. Like me being a plumber, then 20 years later, I'm off down the Mariana Trench to build a well and defeat him. Megalodon. Yeah, Independence Day, TK. Will Smith always plays an authority figure that saves the world. Think about every movie he's been in. He's cancelled here in North America. These guys are cancelling Will Smith because he always plays a savior. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger always saves the world. Like most big hench guys play that character, right? But I hear you though. I hear you. But then I don't know. What about okay, TK, Pursuit of Happiness. Pursuit of Happiness. What else is there? Yeah, there's a few. There's a few. No, I got back a will a little bit. Oh man, but yeah, I've seen some backlash against Will. I've seen backlash against The Rock. I've seen backlash against some of these guys. Me says one of my favorite films is Interstellar. If you've not seen it, watch it. Yeah, I've seen it. Good movie, really good movie. It's long, but it's really good. There's a few space movies like that that are good. That's really good. I feel like the Martian or something with Matt Damon. I think that's all right. There's a few that are all right. Did you know that Arnold was offered the Matrix movie as Neo? Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, I don't believe that, bro. I don't believe that, bro. Because look how Neo did it, and you got Arnie with his "I need, I'll be back." Imagine Arnie as Neo. I am Neo. Nah, TK, come out of there with that, bro. Arrival, yeah, Arrival was good. Arrival was a good movie. Um, the ending was more sentimental than I thought. It was about the girl and the dad and the fact that he was her dad and all these things. It was quite a sweet ending to the Rival movie. And I like that actress. What's her name? The ginger, the redhead. Was that actress name? Who knows? Um. Anyway, guys, 9:30. What time did we start the stream? People, that was a 2 hour stream. That was a 2 hour fucking stream, and I came straight from work, and I haven't eaten, and it's 9:30. Well done, chosen. Big up me. I don't care what nobody says. I'm big up myself. Oh, Morpheus. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Nah, man. Arnold Schwarzenegger's Morpheus. Teaching Neo and doing all these things. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Nah, bro. That wouldn't have. Nah, that wouldn't have worked. But my favorite ever film is Lord of. I feel like I need to Google that and not say it out loud on YouTube. Me. All right, guys. It's been a sick stream. Still, I ain't gonna lie. It's been. I think this been top 10. I think top 10 streams in terms of interaction, conversation, flow, everything. It's been a nice stream. I ain't gonna lie. Like United. Big up TK, bro. Big up my bro. Big up me, TK, Milton. Let me run through. Turkish always. Obviously Jerry jumped in, jumped out. Luke jumped in as well in the chat. A couple guys jumped in. Ranjit jumped in. Wendell. Alfred. Even Shivam jumped in as well earlier on. Santa's Flow. Oz. Milton. Yeah, man. Big up the community. Big up the chat. Always. Johnny as well. Make sure I see you again, Johnny. Big you up, man. Big up. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Big up everybody, man. I need to chill out now. Have my smoke. Have my smoke. Yeah. Have my smoke and have my fun. But shaving Ryan. Shaving Ryan's privates. We need a Terminator for whoever doesn't play well. Milton. Oh, Milton got MVP today. Well done, Milton. Milton got MVP. All right. Say no more. I don't give those awards out. I don't know why he started or how he started, but TK's is what it is. Sometimes just a man gives out awards and you just gotta let him. You gotta let him. So don't argue with me. It's T. If you're gonna argue with somebody, it's TK. I'm out of this. TK gives the awards out, not me. All right, guys. Big up, man. As always, man. Love. Sick show. Big yourselves up. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Probably, definitely earlier. If my train doesn't mess up, if I get home properly, it will be a normal sort of 7:15ish show. So big yourselves up. Enjoy your evening, and I will see you guys next time. Like, share, and even if you guys come back on the stream and do what TK does. TK does it really well. Just comment, say something silly. Anyway,